Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Summer and we're so glad you joined us. Today we are going to be talking about our homeschool curriculum choices for the 2021-2022 school year. Alright, so I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while, but I've just been trying to get everything together, waiting on everything to come in, and now we are getting down to the wire. We start school next week. Labor Day is next week. We start school next week. We've had our fun. We've had a wonderful long summer. This is the longest summer vacation we have ever took. We usually start school like the week after July 4th. Sometimes a little bit later, but always by the end of July. So we have got like a whole other month and a half. It's been wonderful. Part of the reason in us starting school so late is because our curriculum was on back order. But we've really enjoyed it. It's been great. But it's time. It is time to get back to school. I'm craving that routine and schedule and just rhythm of life again. Just seems like things run a little bit more smoother, and the baby's older now. Of course, now he's going to get into everything, so we're just kind of ready to move on. So I will start out with our big kids, okay? And they are the ones that their curriculum is back order. We are doing Switched on Schoolhouse. This is our first year ever doing Switched on Schoolhouse. We did Monarch, which is very similar to Switched on Schoolhouse, but it is online. I chose to do Switch on Schoolhouse because of the price. It is a upfront cost is higher, but it can be reused. So the plan is that I bought the curriculum for Harrison, Houston, and Emma, and they'll all pass down. Well, that was the plan. They are discontinuing Switch on Schoolhouse. They can still use it. It is still good until, as long as it works, it's still good. They will still offer tech support until June 2022. And they're doing a deal right now. If you buy through them, I think through the end of maybe September, it's 40% off for the Switch on Schoolhouse. And you get a free year of Monarch next year. So that, my friends, was the deciding factor in us going with this, because it was like we were paying for 1 year of school and getting 2. It was a large cost up front, okay? Even with the 40% off, I think we spent around $800 on their curriculum, which is the most we have ever spent, because usually I buy it used and, just try to find a bargain. But they're going to get 2 years out of that, so it's kind of like paying $400 a year. And like I said, they will still be able to pass it down. So Harrison's curriculum this year, Houston will use, and Emma will use Houston's. So that is a saving cost right there. Alright, so we'll start out with Harrison. He is starting his first year of high school this year. Okay, he has a late birthday. We started him late, so he's a little bit older and starting high school for the first year. We are in the camp of slow and steady. I started out, you gotta learn this, you gotta learn that, you gotta be here, you gotta be there. No, that's not us. I would just much rather be slow and steady, progressing towards the future. As long as my child or children are making improvements and learning, that's where we need to be. I would say that our style of our homeschooling is eclectic. I'm not, just bent on one, classical. We just mix and match everything. So we find out what works best for them. My background is in elementary education. I have a degree to teach elementary education. I have never used my degree in a public school. I have taught in private school a very little bit. I got out of school when I graduated and decided I did not want to be a teacher. I felt like at the time I wasted 4 years of my life. But little did I know, God was going to have me teaching my own children. So it does come in very handy. And we love it. We have been homeschooling since Harrison started 3rd grade. He's going into the 9th grade. We love it. I never in a million years would have thought I would have been a homeschooler, but it's great. It works out perfect for our family. It allows us to do more things in the ministry, be together as a family, and we get to be there with our children and see them grow up. So it's wonderful. It really has been great. So for Harrison this year, I bought the full curriculum for him. So he has math, science, history, language arts, and Bible. He will be doing all of those throughout the whole year. And I also bought him some electives. So he has Microsoft Office 1 and 2, and high school help, and personal finance. So he will do Microsoft Office 1 during the first semester, and Microsoft Office 2 during the second semester. Health will be first semester, and I'm not sure, we'll probably say personal finance the next year, but I just liked the looks of the program and thought it would be something very good for him to go through. So that we'll save it for next year. And then in the spring, we'll also be signing him up for PE. Now I know I could do my own PE course. I know I could. But there is an option to do a virtual virtual school. Allows homeschoolers and public schoolers to choose some of their courses to take. So Harrison will not be taking any this fall, but we're going to sign him up for PE in the spring. He's also going to continue working part-time, and he will be able to count some of those hours for work for school as an elective. That's part of the joys of homeschooling, is that you get to create your own curriculum. It's wonderful. I joined a Facebook group. I believe it's Blue Collar Homeschoolers. It's great. If you have a child that is most likely going straight into a career, or they want a career that is not going to take them through college, that is a homeschool group to join, my friends. It is fabulous. I have seen so many wonderful suggestions on there on how to count hours and do your curriculum. If you're not a member of that and your children are looking to go into like a tech type setting, or just straight into the career of their choice after high school, is a wonderful, wonderful Facebook group to check out. Alright, so that is it for Harrison. Next up is Houston and Emma. They're also going to be switched on Schoolhouse. They will have only 4 subjects with switched on Schoolhouse. They will have math, language arts, history, and science. I did not choose the Bible for them. And honestly, I wouldn't have chosen it for Harrison either. But to get the next year of Monarch, you had to have the full curriculum. And I knew that Harrison would be the only one that would need Monarch next year, because Houston and Emma would be able to move up. So that's why we chose the Bible for him. I'm going to go ahead and have him do it since we have it. And of course, Houston will do all that next year. But I prefer to do my own Bible. I have used curriculums in the past, but this time we're just going to be reading through the Psalms and Proverbs. And then I have some devotional books that we'll read together in the mornings and go through that and answer questions. That's something we can do as a family at the table. And I love that. I would much rather my children be learning the Bible from me than a computer screen. Also, we go to church at least 3 times a week, so they get Bible from that as well. So they will have those 4 subjects on Switch on Schoolhouse, and then they will also be doing typing. I have still got to order a typing course. I was reviewing that right before we got on here, so I'm not sure exactly which one we're going to use yet. But I've got a week to get one from Amazon and get it here. So we're going to get the typing going. And Houston and Emma will be doing 1 class through the virtual academy, and that is career clusters. I wanted them to be able to start exploring different careers. They didn't have very many electives for children in middle school, but that one looked like a good one for them. I wish Harrison could have got in on that, but it is just for middle school. So I think that'll be great because neither one of them really have. Now Emma, she does. She says she wants to be a cosmetologist. So that's wonderful, but I just think it would be great to let her see what other options are out there. And if they find something that's interesting to them, I'm hoping we can get them some kind of internship or something going on with that once they do get in high school. So that is Houston Emma, pretty easy. I will say I have been working on the switch on Schoolhouse for the past week. This is again our first year using it. Y'all, I was ready to pull my hair out. I think it was probably last Wednesday. I could not get it to load onto the computer. Okay, so I went on their Facebook group trying to find help. I called. I was on hold forever and ever and ever. Finally, I got a nice, wonderful lady in customer service that was able to help me. She wasn't even tech support. She was great. Once we figured out what the problem was, which was just, still don't even exactly know why it was causing it, but I had to delete a file and move a file, and it was fine. So I would have never guessed that on my own. But it took, seriously, like 3 whole days to get, when you put all the time together. I didn't spend 3 days straight on it. To get their schoolwork, or to get the programs uploaded on the computer. Then we ended up having to go buy 2 new laptops because the ones that we have were so, I guess, old that when I went to update them with the new Windows, that Windows took the whole computer. It was wiped out. There was nothing else on it. So we went and bought 2 new laptops. Found a great deal at Walmart. They were $219 a piece. And if they will last them through high school, that would be fabulous. So that's all settled away, and I've got the school loaded up, and I'm loving it now. Like I said, I was really ready to return it last week, but now that I've got it loaded and set, I love it. I love that I can just click a button and rearrange things. I love that I can see once they start school what they finished, what they've not. It's graded. Hey, they need to go back and work on this. I love it. Okay, that is what I need right now in this stage of life. I would love to be able to sit there and teach them all individually for their whole curriculum, but it's just not possible at this stage in life. We were using Christian-like education, and there was just not quite enough accountability in that for us. We were using teaching textbooks and loved it last year. So this is kind of along that lines. It grades it, and I can see it. They know what they've got. They know what they need to work on. It's great. So I think we're really, really going to like it this year. I'm hoping. All right, so next up is Hudson and Halston. They are both going to continue using Christian Light Education. And I've actually got some of their curriculum right here. Let me show you. Language arts. We love them, okay? I've used them for several years now. It's not, the only thing I can really complain about is it's just not in color. Everything is just black and white. But y'all, I have used to teach my children to read so many different curriculums. I'm out in the building and the kids are coming in and out, so you may hear them and see them. Dad's out there playing football with them right now. Anyhow, we have used Teach Your Child to Read. We've used Hook on Phonics. We've used, oh my word, what is that one? I've got it right over here. All About Reading, okay? And there were things about each program that I liked. I've had 2 children that are dyslexic, and they really needed that All About Reading, spelling curriculum. But I love this. It is phonics based. There are no sight words. There are sight words. I'll take that back, okay? But they're separate. I just love the way they teach them to read. So Hudson has already been through the Learn to Read, okay? But that's what Halston will be doing this time, the Learning to Read. Y'all, it is wonderful. I mean, it goes, there's 10 light units, and it starts, with the easiest right here, new letter sounds. You go through all the letter sounds pretty quickly. And before you get to the 10th one here, you're reading. So I ordered their curriculum back in July, and I've honestly just not opened the box. So thank goodness everything's in here. I did not have to order anything for Hudson because I'd ordered too much last year. So he is set to go with his light units, and they're in the house. So they will be doing the Christian Light education for language arts only, okay? For math, we use Matthew-C. I have used it with the older children up until last year when we started teaching textbooks. I really, really like it in those younger years because it shows them hands-on why we do this. Why did we borrow? Why did we carry them one? I love it. So that's what they will continue using. I've saved all my curriculum in the Matthew-C from the big kids, and I've just got to make copies for the little kids. So that's something that's on my list to do this week, is to make copies. What are you doing? Then, so this, the Magic School Bus. We used to have this whole complete set. I don't know where it got to, but it was wonderful. Like, we had a Suburban with a DVD player, and every time we would get the Suburban, we would just pop in a Magic School Bus and watch it, and that was their science for the day. We don't have a video DVD player in the car anymore, but this will be their science. So they will be watching there's 52 episodes on 8 DVDs. So probably about 2 or 3 a week of these for their science. And then I don't have them out here with me. But for their history, we have Liberty Kids, the Liberty Kids, and Carmen Sandiego, history and geography. At their age, I don't do a formal history and science curriculum. They get enough hands-on, real world, real life activities for the science, being outside in nature. Just, hey, Mom, let's try this. What happens when I take a magnifying glass and put the sun's rays on the grass? It catches on fire. They've learned these things. Not necessarily something I wanted them to learn, but, they've learned them. What's this bug? What does it do? What kind of bird is that? Just from being outside. So they learn so much by doing and playing that I don't want to take their time and have them doing a worksheet at this age. Okay, we tried it. It does not work. Not for us. So that will be their curriculum. We will also obviously supplement with books from the library and books that we have here at home. And so another thing I forgot that Hudson will be starting this year is the All About Spelling. We're going to go through that. I've noticed he still needs some help in the spelling. One thing, some of my older kids were always afraid to try to spell a word, to spell it the way that it sounds. One thing I love about Hudson is he will just, if he can think of how it sounds, he will write it down. It may be totally wrong, but I love that he tries. But so we need some help with spelling, so we're going to start the All About Spelling. All right, next up is Ellery. So Ellery will be starting K4. At this age, I do not stress school. They are still little. She's just turned 4. But she wants to do school. She wants to learn. She can really already write her name, and I've not really taught her. I mean, I've wrote it a few times for her, and she writes it all over the place. So she wants that. She wants that school time. She's excited about it. So what I love about Christian education, Christian-led education, again, is their kindergarten. Okay, they have a kindergarten 1 and then kindergarten 2. With Halston, we did kindergarten 1 in K4. We took it slow. We did it when he wanted to do it. And same thing with kindergarten 2. We did that in K5. So now he's starting 1st grade. And he will learn to read this year. Which, I mean, they start a little bit in kindergarten, but nothing like what they do in public school. Okay. Yeah. Oh, seniors come to see me. Alright, so, like I said again, the only thing that I can complain about is there's just not a very much color in the book, okay? But it starts out slow and simple, okay? And, introductions to crayons, top to bottom, trace the dotted line, count 1, 2, 3. Very easy, okay? A lot of this she already knows. She will most likely fly through these books. If she wants to do school like I think she wants to do school, we will probably be ready for kindergarten 2 after Christmas. And that's fine. I want to do it at her pace. I don't want to rush her. If she gets bored, with it, we can take time and stop. But ideally, she will finish this in this school year. If not, I mean, if she finishes it before then, we will start kindergarten too. That will really be up to her. Also, with K4 and also with Hudson and Halston still, I started last year a YouTube playlist. And I'm going to work on that. That's another thing I've got to finish this week. I have a kindergarten, like, library subscription, whatever, I don't know. Library on YouTube. So, and I put the playlist together. We go through the days of the week, the months, the seasons, and they watch the videos. So what I'm wanting to do this year is break it down into, like, smaller segments so that I can give them maybe a 30-minute time on YouTube while I'm working with the other kids, where they're learning something. They're getting their days of the week, their months, the one for each day of the week, and then play it again the next week and the next week until, you know, they've learned it all. So that was one thing we really liked last year. Also, so one thing y'all probably don't know about me, because I'm pretty sure I've never mentioned it before, but I used to have a daycare, okay? I had a little small in-home daycare. I didn't keep very many children, but one of the things I used with them was Preschool Palace, okay? So I had the CD, or DVD, no, it's a CD. And it is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful curriculum. It is very inexpensive. And let me just say, I am not sponsored by any of these people, okay? These are just things that we've used and liked. I think it's like $15 or $20 for the curriculum. And y'all, it goes through the whole school year, okay? So it's like week 1, you learn about the letter A, and then there's crafts that you do with the letter that you can print all this stuff. It's all printable. You know, you have a color, and it's just really playing out. There's songs, there's calendar time. It's fabulous. Okay, I use this, like I said, with my in-home daycare. Obviously, my younger children were around that age at the time. I know that Emma was she was like 2, 3, and then Houston was 4. Like Houston Harris was 4 and 5. So they were all in on this too, which is great. I still have the CD. I don't know if it still works because it's just been, you've had it for a while and maybe scratched up. But I was looking a while ago and they do offer a PDF download, and I saw that it's only $15. So I am planning on bringing some of that Preschool Palace in and using that with Ellery and Cedar. They have an A and a B, so that means, like, if for a 4-year-old I can use A and 5-year-old I can use B. So it's not like they're using the same thing and then we can rotate it back and forth. Cedar can use that too. It's a lot of simple, you know, learning to cut, color, those types of things that she's obviously still learning. She just turned 2. But I will not force that on her. She is 2. She is a baby. She is very young. But if she wants to participate, I will print her off a sheet. But it goes through the holidays. So, like, if you start the week after Labor Day, you know, the next holiday is like, what, Thanksgiving or something, Halloween, and you do activities with those. It's great. Really, really great. So if you have a young child, preschool, I would definitely suggest that for $15 a month. Not a month, for the whole curriculum. It's great. Alright, so I believe that is all of the curriculum. Obviously, like I said, we will go to the library, we will read books. I have read-alouds also that I will do with all of the children when we do our together time. Even if they're in high school, they will still sit down and get my mom read aloud. I think that's important, and it's times that we will cherish. So this will be our 8-year homeschooling. You know, when we started out, I'll tell you how we got started. Harrison was having trouble in school, and the teacher wanted to hold him back. And I knew in my mama heart that that is not what that child needed, was the same thing repeated over again. I knew there were issues there. And the way that they were teaching reading was not working for him. That's when I started looking into these Orton Gillian and method of teaching reading and writing and all that. And you have to find something that works for them. You know, if what they're doing does not work, then you find something that does, okay? That's an awesome, awesome, awesome opportunity about homeschooling, is that you're the teacher and they're your child, and there's nobody else that's going to love that student as much as you do. There's nobody that's going to care for them as much as you do, and you want what's best for them. So if you're sitting there and you're contemplating homeschooling and you just think, I can't do this, yes, you can. You know, there are days that I can't do it. I can't do it alone. But with the help of the Lord, you can do it. You can do it. He will guide you through. He will show you what you need. You will learn your child. You will learn, and you will learn so much more about your child than you ever knew before. It is just been the best gift that I think I've ever been given. I can't talk today. It's been wonderful. Like I said, I never thought this would be a journey that we were going to go down, but I'm thankful we are here, and now I can't imagine doing it any other way. If you are new and you're thinking about starting homeschool, you know, you're worried, you're anxious, just pray about it. Give it to the Lord. He will help you. He will show you. He will put people in your path that guide you. Y'all, I have met some of the most wonderful mamas in this journey. It has been wonderful. I have seen many YouTube channels that have helped me, that have given me encouragement whenever I thought, oh, we can't do this anymore, we can't do it anymore. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know, probably next week, Monday, we're going to start on Labor Day, okay? It's probably going to be rough. The whole next week's going to be rough. But then everything just, it begins to work, and it begins to click, and it's wonderful. I would definitely suggest trying it. If you're on the fence about it, just do it. Just go for it and do it. But I think that is going to be it for today's vlog. I know I have talked and I've rambled on, and I hope you've hung in there. If you're new here, I would hope you'd go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be releasing more homeschool content. Friday, I'm planning on talking about how we plan out our homeschool days. So you can be looking for that coming on Friday. Then I'll also be doing our first day and our typical homeschool day routines, those types of things. So be looking for that. That's coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll have more homeschool content for sure. But I want to thank you guys for joining. Like I said, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure to give us a thumbs up. And if you have questions, we'll talk to you in the comments. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for joining us.